Hey everybody, we're gonna start this lesson with percent. So we're gonna start on percents. So we're talking on the first part with a double number line, and I don't think we've worked very much with a double number line, but it's one way to do percents. You can do an equation, you can do a proportion. So this part's gonna be working with a number line, and then when you do them, you can kind of, when we get done with this, decide which one works the best for you. All right, so this says notice and wonder you have a double number line. Okay, what do you notice? You notice that hopefully that this line has the percents. Okay, and this line has the cups of milk. So if I say 100%, let's say, is 10 cups of milk. So 100% of the recipe calls for 10 cups of milk. If I wanted to make 200% or double the recipe, I would have 20 cups of milk. And then I can see that 5 would line up with 50, and it's just would be, when you make a double number line, one of yours is going to be the percents, the other is going to be the information you're working with, okay? So what you would wonder, and I'm honestly, before this year, had never done percents with a double number line, and it really only works really well if the numbers are kind of rounder numbers that go into each other evenly, okay? So this is one way if the numbers are kind of easy and you just have to know how to read them, okay? So we're just going to kind of go on from there. So we're going to talk about this double number line. It says the gas tank in Dad's car holds 12 gallons of gas. The gas tank in Mom's truck holds 50% more than that, okay? How much gas does the truck's tank hold? All right, so 100%, the gas in Dad's tank holds 12 gallons. That would be the 100%. Okay, does that make sense? Because that's the 100% of his tank. We're not talking about the 100% of Mom's tank. We're talking about Dad's tank at 100% is 12 gallons. So half of that, if I kind of went backwards, 50% would be 6 gallons, okay? And if I looked this way, if I wanted 150%, I would add 6 again. So 50% is 6, so I would do 12 plus 6, and I get 18 gallons, okay? And I could also do it this way where, let's say that I want to do 25%. Okay, I would know that that's 3 gallons. Okay, so I just go in half or in thirds or in tenths or whatever is the easiest way to do. But this question's asking me that the gas in Mom's truck holds 50% more than Dad's. So it holds Dad's plus another 50%. So it holds 150%, which would be 18 gallons. Okay? They're tricky. They're going to take a little while to get used to. And again, they're way, way, way easier when the numbers are even like this, where I can split it up and, I'm not left with 2.5 gallons or something like that, okay? All right, let's try the next one. So at a movie theater, the size popcorn decreases 20%. If the old bag holds 15 cups of popcorn, how much does the new bag hold? Okay, so the old bag would be what was 100%, okay? So this is where I would start. 15 cups of popcorn is the 100%. All right, so I want to split these up. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different slashes on here, right? And I told you that it works the best with even numbers. So if I did 15 divided by 5, each of these should be 3 cups, okay? So all I did is I said, well, I have 5 different spots I want it. I've already got the 1, the 15, but I need to divide it up into groups. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. So that means every slash here would be 3 cups. So that would be 6 cups. That would be 9 cups. That would be 12 cups. That would be 15 cups. And if I wanted to keep going, this would be 18 cups. Okay, so at 100%, it was 15 cups. That was the old bag of popcorn. The new bag of popcorn decreased 20%. It went down 20. So I'm going to go down 20%. So that means the new bag of popcorn would hold 12 cups. So when I increased on the first one here, I went up 50%. On this one, I actually decreased 50%. Okay? We'll do a couple more. They just take some getting used to. All right, this one said a school had 1,200 students last year and only 1,080 students this year. What was the percent decrease? Okay, so it's asking me for a decrease, which it did decrease. 100% would have been last year because I'm saying it decreased from last year. So this would be my 100% right here. Now, I'm going to figure out what each of these is. So I'm going to count how many little slashes it takes me to get there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to count that one because it's the 10th one. So I would do 100% divided by 10 gives me each one is 10%. Okay, so 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. You get the idea, right? 60. I'm running out of room. I'm going to put that up here. 80%, 90%. Okay, so the question is asking me, so first I start out with the information I had. A student had, or a school had this many students last year. Okay, it's asking me the decrease. So the 100% is going to be what they started with last year. It's saying now they only have 1,080 students, which is right here. What was the percent decrease? It did not decrease 90%. How did I get from 100% to 90%? So it decreased 10%. Because I only went down 10%. I didn't, even though that's 90%, it is 90% of this enrollment, but it's asking me how much did it decrease? It decreased 10%. It went down 10%. Okay. All right, on number 4, 1 week gas was $1.25. The next week it was $1.50. By what percent did the price increase? Okay, so remember this is my 100%. What I started with last week. All right, I'm still going to figure out how many slashes did it take to get here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to divide 100 divided by 5. So each one of these is going to be 20%. 20, 40, 60, 80. That's how I know it worked, because it went to 100 evenly. It went by 20s. So of course this would be 120%, 140%. Okay, I could keep going forever. Okay. The next part of my question says the next week gas was $1.50. Okay, I'm gonna use a highlighter, why not? So it's saying by what percent did it increase? Okay, so it is now at 120%, but the question is asking me how much did it increase? It increased from 100% to 120%. So what was the increase? The increase was 20%. Okay. So you got to be careful what the question's asking you. Okay. I don't want you rating 120 because it increased 120. I mean, it increased 20%. Now it's 120%. Okay. So it increased 20%. All right, so the next one says, after a 25% discount, the price of a t-shirt was $12. What was the price before the discount? Oof. Okay, so I know that I'm looking for the original price, or what was 100%. So I'm gonna put in, after 25% discount, the price of the t-shirt was $12. So after the 20%, 25%, which would get me to $75, okay? It was $12. Okay, so it's saying originally it was 100%. It went down 25%, like 25% off, which means you really pay 75%. Each one of these is 25. Okay, what was this cost? So the way I would have to do this is I have to figure out, well, what are each 25%? So I'm going to split this up into 1, 2, 3. So 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4. So each one of these is 4 t-shirts. 4 t-shirts, 8 t-shirts, 12 t-shirts if I add 4, 16 t-shirts, 20 t-shirts, okay? So before the discount, so when was it at 100%? It was at 100% right here at $16. Sorry, not t-shirts, dollars. I had the wrong thing there. Okay. It's a different way to do percents. It works with these kind of numbers very well. It's kind of easy when you get some practice with them. All right, number 6 says, compared to last year, the population of Boomtown has increased 25%. The population is now 6,600. What was the population last year? Okay, so the population has increased. So I want to know, this would be last year. It increased 25%, so this is this year. Okay? It's saying, what was it before the increase? Okay? The population is now 6,600. What was it last year? So again, I'm going to look at how many different spaces I had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do 6,600 divided by 5, which is 1. 5 goes into 6 once. 5 goes in there 3 times. I have 1 left over. Okay. So it looks like it goes, I just divided that out in my head. So it looks like it goes up 1,320. Every 25% is 1,320. So each one of these little slashes. Okay, so this should be 2,640. Then I'd add another 1,320 would be 60. 9,3960. I'm going to add another 1,320. Oh my gosh, my adding is not working today. 9 plus 0 is 12. Here, 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then if I add 1,320, oh, bonus, it worked. Okay. So literally all I did is figure out what each one of these little slashes is by dividing how many there were between the 0 and here. Okay. So if I look for last year, when was it last year? It was 5,280 people. I forgot to circle my 16. All right, so that's how you're going to use a double number line. So they're a little different. I'm going to give you that, okay? All right, so this one says, so it's just a matter of you being able to read it, okay? A juice box has 20% more juice in its new packaging. The original package held 12 fluid ounces. How much juice does the new package hold? All right, so here it's saying, here's how Priya set her number line up, and here's how Claire set her number line up. All right, so a juice box has 24% more juice in its new packaging. The original package, that means the original 100% was 12, okay? How much juice does the new package hold? So if I had 12 and divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I divide 12 divided by 5, there was 5, right? I'm gonna do it this way, just to show you what I'm doing. I get 2, I bring down my 0. 5 goes into 24 times. So each little thing is 2.4, 2.4, 2.4, 2.4, okay? It's not 2.4, holy moly. I forgot to add them. This would be 4.8. Oh, man. 4.8 plus 2.4 is 12, 7.2, plus 2.4 is 6, 9.6, plus 2.4 is 12. Okay, plus 2.4 is 14.4, and I literally could have subtracted those to figure that out. Okay, so according to Priya, it has 20% more juice. It should have 14.4 ounces. Okay, here's your 100%, here's your 120%. According to Claire, if, let's see, Claire set up her number line so that she had, did she do? Juice box 20 more percent. So she put 12 fluid ounces at 80%. Well, that don't make any sense. So we're not going to agree with Claire. Your 100% has to be what you started with, okay? So we definitely agree with Priya. Because her 100% is what she started with. The 100% is the original. Okay? That's what your 100% should be. Then if you increase or decrease, that's your new amount, okay? Okay, Claire's diagram could represent a percent decrease. Yes, it could if she'd have started with 15 and then gone down to 12 ounces, it would have been a 20% decrease, okay? But that's not what the question was asking me. It said you went from 12 up, and hers could be a decrease, and that's what this question is asking. If it had started at $15, so if 100% of the ounces were $15, or 15 ounces, I'm sorry, I mean dollars. I need ounces twice, okay? If I went from 15 to 12, I would have a decrease of 20%, okay? I have to always start at that 100. I can't start at like 80% of it. I always want to figure out what was the 100%, and then, so 12 would be a 20% decrease. Okay? All right. Let's move on. All right, so this is going to have you make your own, how to do your own, okay? So green sea turtles live most of their life in the ocean, but come ashore to lay eggs. I don't know if you've ever seen the pictures of the turtles, the little baby turtles running towards the beach. There's like a ton of them. When they do that, it's kind of cool. You should look up sea turtles and watch them after they hatch. Some beaches where turtles often come ashore have made them into protected sanctuaries, okay? So one sanctuary had 180 green sea turtles come to shore to lay eggs. This year's number of turtles, holy moly, increased by 10%. How many turtles came ashore? So we're gonna do it with a double number line, okay? So this lesson's gonna be all double number line. All right, so I'm gonna make a double number line. That's pretty straight. All right, that I know that one sanctuary had 180 green sea turtles come ashore last year. So 100%, I'll put it right here, was 180 sea turtles. All right, this year the number of sea turtles increased by 10. So what I want to do here is I want to break this into 10%. So if this was 10%, 20%, I'm just not going to write them all, 30%, 40%, 50%, because it's 50, 60, 70%, 80, 90, 100%, okay? Does that make sense? I just did each one 10%. So if I went over one more, which is going to be way farther, but that's okay because I wrote so big, this would be 110%. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. So if I went the same way I did here, I had to divide that by 10. So I'm going to divide this by 10, okay? Because I wanted 10 different percents. And I'm going to get 18. So each 10% is going to be 18. This would be 36, okay? And I would keep going. It's saying it increased by 10%. So 110% would be the 180 plus the 10%, which would be 198 sea turtles, okay? So it would be 198 sea turtles. Okay, so again, I would just keep going by 18s. 18, 36, 36 plus 18 is 54. 40% would be 54 plus 18. 54 plus 18, 64, 74, 72. Okay, 50% would have been half of that, 90. And I would keep going by 10%. And each time I jumped up when I went up 18. Okay, so I want to make sure that these all line up. So that all I got to do is look at the number line. When I got down to here, I added 18 each time. So when I added 18 to 180, I got 198. Okay. All right, the last one. I think it's the last one. It is the last one. Another sanctuary, the number of nesting turtles decreased 10%. This year, there were 234 nesting turtles. How many nesting turtles were at the sanctuary last year? So I want to know what 100% was, okay? I'll make my thing. Okay, so it's saying this year there are 234. That was 10% less than last year. So if this is my 100%, 10% less than that would be 90%, okay? So 234 nesting turtles was a decrease of 10%. Now, all right, we're gonna do it this way. So I'm gonna try and make these a little more even. If this is 50%, okay, so I'm gonna go by 10%. So what I would really do is divide this by 9, okay? Because if I go by 10%, each one, if this was 50%, this would be whatever, okay? So there's gonna be 9 slashes. This is the 10th one, this is your 100%. There's gonna be 9 before that. So if that was 5, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay? And that would be my 10th one or my 100%. So whatever percent I'm at, that's the number I was gonna divide by. So I would say 234 divided by 9 is going to give me 254.26, okay? I took this number and I divided by 9 because there's 9 10% in here. Each 10% is 26, so this would be 26 turtles. This would be 26 plus 26, which is 52 turtles, okay? You get the idea? So that means I'm going from here to here. Each 10% was 26 turtles. So I would say, okay, here's 90%, add 26 more turtles, and I would have been at 100%. That's a 0. So that would be 260 turtles, okay? So they're a little bit tricky, but if you think about how they line up, some people love these better than other percent problems. We're gonna learn the next time, the next LearnZillion lesson is how to do a percent with an equation and how to do a percent as a proportion, okay? When I do them, do it as a proportion. There's not a wrong or right way to do it. It's just depending on what your style is, okay? So try the homework on this. If you get stuck, just try it. It's really not that bad, and the questions aren't that, they're broken up pretty evenly, okay? So try it. You're gonna have to do some writing when you make your number lines though. All right, have a fabulous day.